guys, and welcome to the channel. This is, one might say, the Mac Daddy of chronographs, the Rolex Cosmograph Daytona, also referred to as ceramic in this particular reference. This amazing chronograph, introduced in 1963, was designed to meet the demands of professional racing drivers. The tachymeter scale embossed on the bezel allows for the driver to measure average speeds up to 400 kilometers or miles per hour. Although what you're looking at is regarded as the most desirable watch in the world at the moment, history of the Daytona is a typical case of from zero to hero. Initially a slow seller produced in small quantities, in 50 years this iconic watch has seen an incredible rise in interest and value. Before I dive into the specifics of this beautiful chronograph, I think it's fair to quickly recount what happened in 50 years of history. It started with reference 6239 with a manual value movement redesigned by Rolex and named 722. The exotic dial version of this cosmograph is called the Paul Newman Daytona. These Daytonas are very rare and collectible. The movement has proved to be exceptionally reliable and accurate. In fact, the caliber 722 was certified as a chronometer in some cases. Then, in 1988, the 16520 came to market, the first Daytona with an automatic movement, caliber 4030. The second series used a modified automatic winding movement, originally manufactured by Zenith for the El Primero watch. Sapphire crystal as opposed to acrylic on the original series, the case diameter grew from 37mm to 40mm, which does not seem like much, but it makes a huge difference. Glossy dial and sub-dials with an outer track in a contrasting color. These later series Daytona predated in-house movements were accurate and reliable. They were produced in limited quantities from 1988 to year 2000. In year 2000, the reference 116520 came out with an in-house movement, the 4130, which was later in 2016 redesigned with a Cerachrome bezel. So what you're looking at right now still retains the same 4130 movement. So this is an impressive movement. Center hour, minute hand, and small seconds at 6 o'clock. Chronograph center hand accurate to within 1/8 of a second. 30 minutes counted at 3 o'clock. A 12-hour counted at 9 o'clock. Stop seconds, meaning the second hand is ecking, that is, it stops when the crown is pulled out to allow for precise time setting to a reference. Power reserve is 72 hours, which is quite impressive. Precision is within 2 seconds a day after casing. This is COSC certified and superlative chronometer certified, meaning not only is it COSC, but it gets also a Rolex certification after casing. Let's dive into the looks of this remarkable Rolex. So the ceramic bezel is what is breaking with the past here. A modern Daytona is still available with a steel bezel, but somehow this reference is what captures the attention of all watch enthusiasts. Although if you ask me, a Daytona is a Daytona, it is a true classic, Cerachrome bezel or not. The oyster case is not a super case like with the Submariner, and that helps with proportions a lot, keeping the overall look subtle and elegant, although sports is this watch genetics. This extremely durable bezel also offers an exceptionally legible tachymeter scale, thanks to the deposition of a thin layer of platinum in the numerals and a graduation via PVD process. The monoblock Cerachrome bezel is made in a single piece that holds the crystal firmly in place on the middle case, ensuring waterproofness to 100 meters. The dial on this reference is white and, contrary to what some people say, only glossy to an extent. Getting hold of a Daytona is really difficult nowadays, but I, like many others, went through the process of establishing what is more gorgeous, white or black. It is a tough dispute. I can really tell why I went for white. I guess I like the contrasting effect of the dial with the black ceramic bezel a little better. The dial is perfectly symmetrical. The sub-dial complication of the chronographs only enhance this perception. On a personal note, I am glad the Daytona doesn't have a date complication. My best guess, it will never have. That will only get in the way of the beauty of the overall design. The cosmograph writing in the upper middle and the Daytona on the 60 seconds mark are there to remind you of what you're so lucky to be wearing. The bracelet is a perfect match for the oyster case. 3-part links brushed and polished in the middle. This is a nice touch, very elegant in my opinion. I do enjoy the contrasting effect. Naturally, the clasp is adjustable. A 2-step security mechanism accounts for extra safety. There is no way you could accidentally undo it and drop your watch. Pushers have that beautiful and rewarding feeling to them. Thanks to the fact that this is a column wheel chronograph with a vertical clutch, it does not get better than this. Now the customary Wristshot. Being 40mm, in the Rolex world, I think this is the perfect size. God forbids they change it. No smaller, no bigger, this is perfection in the size department. I guess with every Rolex, it is important to highlight what a great feeling it is to wear and own such a remarkable timepiece. It is sort of a cliche that Rolex watches are built like tank. This feeling of solidity and of a well put together, beautifully engineered timepiece never leaves you once you own and wear one. I don't think I'm going too far when I say this is probably as close to the perfect watch as it might get. One might argue that's sort of a given, but in all honesty, when I'm thinking of a chronograph, this is what I'm thinking of. Conclusions: legendary timepiece, beautiful and accurate column wheel chronograph, very sought after, very collectible. It continuously generates a tremendous hype. For few lucky ones, not for everybody. With that said, I'm wrapping this one up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.